Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this one I'm going to be talking to you about what are your options if you want to retire early in Asia. So specifically for this video we're talking about people who are under 50 years of age and who are basically seeking out an early retirement. So they're not actively running a business, they've already made their money, they're living off investments and they want to move to Asia and live the good life there. Now, that's not to say that if you are over 50 or if you are still running a business that this can't work for you, but if you are looking for early retirement, if you're into financial independence, the financial independence retire early movement, and you want to move to Asia and build out a life there, these are the options that I might be looking at if I was doing it myself. So my name is Aaron, I'm from Offshore in Asia. We help people who want to move out to do business, to live, to invest in Asia. If you're interested in these things, we can help you to make that happen for you. So why would you want to move to Asia? Well, a big reason, especially if you're looking for early retirement, you've made some money, you're living off dividends perhaps, maybe you have some rental properties, and you want that money to stretch further while you live a good life out in Asia. So Asia has quite a low cost of living, Southeast Asia in particular. That is where we work predominantly with our clients. A lot of people are doing it, and for good reason. The lifestyle you can have out in Asia is excellent compared to what you can get for your money back home. Now, if you're interested in any of these visas I'm about to go through, hit us up at offshoreinasia.com. You can book a consult call there where we can talk through your options, because what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go through the main points, but I'm not going to go through all of the nitty-gritty detail of every single visa. There's more information on our website about all these visas, plus we've made videos. I put some cards up above for that as I go through it. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the options that are available to you for early retirement in Asia. The first one we're going to talk about here is the Philippines. Now, the Philippines has an investment visa available for investors over 21 years of age. It's a 1-year renewable visa, and that will let you live in the country indefinitely as long as you invest $75,000 into a Philippine company on the stock market. There is also an option to invest in a Philippine private company. If you don't want to invest this kind of money in the Philippines, they also have a very flexible tourist visa. There are many people who have lived in the Philippines for several years just on tourist visas, doing visa runs, border runs, that sort of thing. But if you want something a bit more rock solid that will allow you to legitimately live in the country for a certain period of time, maybe you want to move your tax residency there as well because they have a territorial tax system that can work out well for your tax planning, then this investment visa can be a good option for you. Especially that it's open to people over 21 years of age is an excellent option if you're below 50 and have a bit of money to invest there. The next country, and probably the most popular country for our clients, is Thailand. One of the biggest visas there that is excellent for under 50s is the Elite visa. Now, they have recently put up their prices, but if you have a bit of money and you just want to buy easy access to the country with no hassles for a 5, 10, 15 or 20 year period, you can do that by making a donation. It's a fee that you have to pay to the government, and that will allow you to stay in the country for this period of time, 5, 10, 15 or 20 years. Now, the 5-year option for the Thai Elite visa, that has a starting price of about 25,000 US dollars. And as I said, that's money gone. It's not a deposit that you get back when you leave, but it does buy you 5 years, multiple entry access to the country, no hassles. You can go there, you can build a life, maybe hang out until you hit 50, and then once you turn 50, you can transition over onto a retirement visa. Another option for Thailand, if you have a bit more money you're looking to invest, is the investment visa. Now, this one enables you to live in Thailand on an investment visa if you invest up to 10 million baht. So this can be in property, it's got to be new property, it can be in government bonds, it can be cash in the bank. So 10 million Thai baht, that's approximate to around 280,000 US dollars, a bit over that. One of the newer visas announced by Thailand is the long-term resident visa. Now, this has 4 streams to the visa. The one we're going to talk about here that is applicable to early retirees is the wealthy individuals. So if you are what they deem a wealthy individual, that means they want to see someone who has a net worth of at least 1 million US dollars, you have an annual income of at least 80,000 US dollars, and you are willing to invest 500,000 US dollars in bonds, business or property in Thailand, you can get a 5-year visa there that can be renewed for a further 5 years. So this one is a bit harder to achieve and requires a higher level of investment than we mentioned in the previous one, the investment visa. The main difference being that this one will get you 10 years access to the country compared to a 1-year renewable visa that you have to do on the investment visa. So you're not mucking around with doing renewals so much. As far as what you get on the LTR visa, it is a very good visa. It gets you a lot more rights in the country than you do on other visas for Thailand, but it does have a higher eligibility requirement attached to it. Next up, we have Malaysia. Now, Malaysia is also one of the most popular countries with our clients, and they've got a few good options there for under 50s as well if you have some money to deposit into a Malaysian bank. So the main one that most people might be familiar with is the MM2H, the Malaysia My Second Home program. It's been around for a long time. It's had a few different versions. It was cancelled for a while, it came back in, the rules changed again. But currently this visa is open to people who are aged at least 30 years old and are willing to deposit 500,000 ringgit into a Malaysian state-owned bank. So that is around 106,000 US dollars. This is your money. It's not a donation, a fee to the government. You get this money back when at some point down the track you decide to leave the country. A different version of the MM2H, which is very popular as well, is the Sarawak MM2H. And that is because it is a cheaper or an easier visa to be eligible for. So Sarawak is out in Malaysian Borneo. This one, you have to spend 30 days of the year in Sarawak, but then you can move and sort of travel and live in other parts of Malaysia. So it still does give you full access to Malaysia. And for this one, you have to make a deposit into a Malaysian bank of around 32,000 US dollars. It's 150,000 Malaysian ringgit. You also have to demonstrate that you have a monthly income of around 1,500 US dollars. The third early retirement visa option I'll mention for Malaysia is the PVIP, the Premium VIP Malaysian visa. Now this is for the more well-heeled early retirees. It's going to get you 20 years access to the country, and it's going to cost about a 212,000 US dollar deposit into a bank. Again, that's your money that you get to keep, so it's not actually a cost. You just have to have that money sitting in the bank. But you also have to demonstrate that you earn around 102,000 US dollars per year. So if you can get this fee, it is harder to apply for, but as I said, you get 20 years on this one. So if you have a bit more money and you want a long-term commitment to Malaysia, this one could be for you. Now, if you prefer Bali or Lombok or anywhere in Indonesia, they have a good option as well. What you have to do there is deposit about 130,000 US dollars into an Indonesian bank, and that's going to get you a 10-year visa there. Again, that's your money. You get it back when you leave, but you have to leave that money sitting in the bank while your visa is active. So if you have a bit of money that you're willing to put aside to park in a bank, this can be a very good option for you. Cambodia has the CM2H, the Cambodian My Second Home visa. Now this one is quite interesting because if you are willing to invest 100,000 US dollars into a government approved property, these will be new built condos that the government have approved for purchase for part of this program. With this one, you just want to give a bit of consideration that when you put 100 grand into this government approved property, that it is an investment that you are happy to put 100 grand in. That said, there's more that comes with it as well. You're not just buying your property, you're buying access to the country. But the big one with this that is very rare in Asia is that this is going to give you pathway towards citizenship in Asia. That is very rare. Foreigners, it's very hard for a foreigner to get citizenship in Asia, full stop. So with a pathway towards Cambodian citizenship, that would get you a passport of an ASEAN country, which could be worth its weight in gold on its own. The last one I'll mention here is not in Southeast Asia, but in South Asia. It is Sri Lanka. Now, if you are able to invest $75,000 in Sri Lanka, you can get a residence permit there as well. So if you're looking for a residence permit somewhere, not right in Southeast Asia, but not too far from Southeast Asia, somewhere like Sri Lanka with a really nice chilled out lifestyle, the beaches in the south coast and whatnot, a really nice way to live if that's your thing, then this can be a good visa for you as well. A couple of other things that you'll have to give consideration to, I'll go through this quickly before we wrap it up, is where are your investments located? Are you going to have investments in these countries? Are you going to have your investments in your home country or other countries and then use that income to import into these countries that you're living in? And then what you have to give consideration to is if you're living in one of these countries, what are the tax rules there? Are you going to trigger tax residency? Are they going to want to tax your offshore income? Some countries will want to tax it, some countries won't. Sometimes you might have a double taxation agreement which might come into play and sort of govern how things work as well. So again, if you want to talk to someone about any of this stuff, we can help you to work through that. I hope you gained a little bit from this video. If you have any questions, head over to our website, jump in the comment section below. We'll do what we can to help.